Candy Gibson, director of FOAM, is reigniting calls for the establishment of a safe house in country for victims of domestic abuse. This in the wake of a story aired by Eyewitness News on Friday about a woman in desperate need to escape her abusive husband.
You must realize when these women report these guys, who the perpetrator, or whether it be a man reporting his wife, who's the perpetrator. That person pays the rent. That person pays the mortgage. That person pays the school fee. That person buys the children's uniform. That person put gas in the car. That person buys the groceries. Where does that leave them? All of these resources and finances get shut off from them.
It's a common cycle in country, she says, that can be avoided. The deaths of Heavenly Terveus and Carissa Culmer, just two of the names leaving calls for more protection of women and children, ringing out loudly, and has added the heat to the fire for government's promised safe house.
We won't say how and when because, of course, it's a matter of protecting and security, and that will always remain. We won't say, well, so-and-so repossessed homes from Scotia will be used. No, we won't do that. We won't put anybody's life at risk.
The Royal Bahamas Police Force has gone on to create a domestic violence unit. However, Gibson contends that it is simply not enough and is subsequently calling for there to be an independent body to be formed for true justice.
What do you do when you're a victim, but your perpetrator is a person holding a certain post in our society, whether it be law enforcement, customs, someplace in government, someplace in the church, someplace in the court system? What do you do? Where is the justice? If a victim come to us and the person who is the perpetrator or the accused is beyond our status quo, we then could call upon a higher body, a higher authority, because some persons really believe in their mind they're above the law.
Back in August, the head of the Domestic Violence Unit, Assistant Commissioner of Police Delarice Ferguson, calling abuse statistics startling in country as it neared 60 rapes by the end of August. And the FOAM director says the amount of women she's had reached out to her for safety have been a telltale sign of that increase, and the fact that the process to report abuse must be made easier.
In our country now, you can't just open up one unit of domestic violence office. Just so they have CDU in every police station, a domestic victims violence unit needs to be in every police station. So which means if something happened to me in Camp Road, I could go to Woodford.
Gibson, along with other members of society, are pleading with victims of abuse to leave their homes if needs be. Contact police or the Bahamas Crisis Center at 328-0922 for further assistance. Devontae Hanna, Eyewitness News.